It's time for another edition of high school football. It is Friday Night Football Week 8 in Southern California. Hey, what's going on? I'm John W. Davis, the host of Friday Night Football for the Southern California News Group. We got some big games in Orange County. We got some big games in the Valley. We got some big games in LA. We got some big games in the Long Beach area. Some big games in the Daily Breeze South Bay area. And of course, some really big games in the Inland area. Actually, let me start with that one. Murrieta Valley at Centennial. Now, if Coach Matt Logan wins this game, he is going to tie for the most career wins by inland football coach in history if the Huskies can get that win. So that's a really big game to watch out there. Let me work my way up. In the Daily Breeze area, we got a big Bay League game. Miracosta versus Englewood. Englewood is still undefeated, y'all, and obviously, if they win that game, they will remain undefeated and start to wrap up that league, at least get a share of that league title. So that's a big game to watch there. Big game in the Long Beach area, Milliken at Lakewood. If Milliken wins this game, Milliken will clinch at least a share of the Moore League title for the first time in almost 40 years, y'all. So the coach wasn't alive when that happened. None of the players were alive when that happened. I mean, they got a couple assistant coaches, but nobody on that coaching staff had anything to do with Milliken at the time, the last time they won that championship. So that's a really big game for them, Milliken at Lakewood, but that is their main rival. You would think that Long Beach Poly or Wilson or somebody like that. No, it is Milliken, Lakewood. The schools are like a mile and something apart. The schools are literally mirror images of each other. They have the same blueprint, literally. So that is going to be a great game. Also, Long Beach Poly at Wilson. That's a rivalry game. I mean, honestly, it's rivalry week in the Long Beach area because Mayfair La Mirada is also going on as well. So in the daily news area, I would say the biggest game is probably Sarah at Notre Dame because Sarah is doing their thing in that Mission League, but can Notre Dame stop them? Who knows? Another big game, St. Bonaventure at Oaks Christian, and then Valencia versus Hart. So we got some really good games there. And another one to look for, Bishop Diego from Santa Barbara at Simi Valley. I think that could be a good game as well because I know Simi Valley is undefeated right now, but will they remain undefeated after that game? I don't know because Bishop Diego, they always a really good team and they can grind you out. So we'll have to see what happens with that one. In the Valley, San Gabriel Valley, shout out to my man Fred Robledo. So he is going to be at Chino Hills at Damien. That's going to be a good game because Damien is always a good game in that area. Some other big ones, Paraclete, St. Francis, Alamany, St. Paul. La Cañada is playing. They're undefeated, so can they remain undefeated? I think that's going to be a big game. And then I'm kind of looking at this Bishop Amat Sierra Canyon game. Can Bishop Amat punch with Sierra Canyon? I'm not sure. You never know with high school football, but that would be a really big result for Bishop Amat because they don't want to fall below 500. And right now, they have to win out to get to that. So I'm not sure if that's possible, but it is super important for them to show a really good result because, stranger things have happened. You can actually make the playoffs with a below 500 record if it needs to work out that way. So we'll kind of see how that goes. And then in Orange County, Mission Viejo versus San Clemente. It is the start of the long-awaited Alpha League, the top public school league in Orange County. I mean, the league is only 4 teams, okay? I believe that's right. I believe it's Mission Viejo, San Clemente, Los Al, and Edison. That's the whole league. So it's a 3-week league schedule because everybody plays each other one time. But Mission Viejo, the D2 champs versus San Clemente, who was in D1 last year, that could be a really good game. But we haven't really seen somebody around here locally really give Mission Viejo a game yet. So will this be the first week? Because it's a road game, and that changes things. Although, Mission to San Clemente, it's not that far of a drive, but still, who knows how that one's going to work out. Another big game is St. John Bosco versus Servite at SoFi Stadium. And this game is important because it is the Brotherhood Bowl. It's the first time the Trinity League is played at SoFi Stadium. It'll be the 3rd ever high school game at SoFi Stadium. But specifically, Bosco is going to be starting their freshman quarterback, Koa Malaulu. And this is going to be his 2nd career start. He was the one who led that comeback against Orange Lutheran when they were down 10-0 at halftime. They end up winning that one 28-24. He helped them win the last game 13-0, Santa Margarita. So, he's been doing his thing relatively in Trinity League play, but it's different when you're playing in SoFi Stadium. I mean, those are some real bright lights. I know Koa has, gone around. He's been on the 7-on-7 scene. He's done his thing there, but that's just something to watch because they don't have that option anymore to, go to Matai. Because Matai Fuiava transferred from Bosco after the Margarita game to Kahuku in Hawaii. And so that's done. He's gone. I mean, he's literally overseas right now. I know, Hawaii is in the States, but he's overseas now and ain't coming back. So, at least not this season. Santa Margarita versus Orange Lutheran. That's a big game because Santa Margarita, they don't want to lose that game and get closer to possibly having a below 500 record. Because a below 500 record, if you're slotted, right on that cusp of D1 to D2, you may not get in the playoffs. If you are supposed to be the supposed to be the D2 number 1 seed, but you got a below 500 record, you can't make playoffs. Now, will they move around the seedings and say we're going to take a 9 team, a 10 team, or a 12 team, or a 6 team? Obviously, they can do that, but that's a big game because you never want to, really fall too much below 500. And right now they're 3-4, so they want to get that together. But Orange Lutheran, I mean, their only 2 losses are against who some people consider the number 1 and number 2 teams in the nation. And that would be Mater Dei and Bosco, right? Or no, I take that back. They did lose to Gorman. But, I mean, they lost to 2 of the top 3, 4 teams in the nation, however you want to call it. Like, Orange Lutheran, that's a really good team. So that's going to be a tough game. Edison Los Alamitos, I'm looking at that as an Alpha League game. And then Mater Dei, J. Sarah. That should be a good game as well. I mean, J. Sarah, they're 5-2. They've got some talent there. Can they give Mater Dei a game? That's the question. Can anybody give Mater Dei a game locally? That's going to be the question. Crean Lutheran, La Habra, 2 6-1 teams. That's a big game for their league. And then Newport Harbor, San Juan Hills. So lots of good games I'm looking at. Let me know which games are you excited to see, which games are you excited to talk about, which games are you excited to have me follow. I'm going to give you a little secret. I might be at one of these games tonight. I'll see y'all in a little bit. I'm John W. Davis. I'll see y'all after all the games. Peace.